2,000 delegates, over 38 states represented here in New Orleans today. As all of you know, not only are we celebrating some amazing Republican presidential candidates, we're also celebrating the centennial of everyone's favorite Republican, President Ronald Wilson Reagan. I want to take a moment to remind you of what he said. He said, "Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction." Why don't you pause for a minute, let that sink in. He said, freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. And it just so happens we don't pass it along in our bloodstream to our children.
But the message here is, there's one message. Our goal, our focus, is to elect a new Republican president next November. West Virginia. We're going to give you a little reprieve because this year you've got governors and statewide races. And we're going to come out of these 4 governors races, not with just the 2 Republican governors we got now, but at least 3 and maybe 4 Republican governors.
But I know what the first 4. The first executive order I will sign eliminates all of the White House czars as of that moment.
We Republicans have the most powerful, positive story to tell in 2012. It's a story that Barack Obama can't even begin to tell, and he won't tell because he's got a big F on his economic report card. He can't tell it. As a matter of fact, if you want to sum up this election in the most simple, positive terms, it would go something like this. The day that Barack Obama became president, a gallon of gas was $1.79 a gallon. That day. Today, it's $3.75 a gallon across the United States. Has President Obama failed you on energy policy? 10 days after he became president, the price of an ounce of gold was $940. 10 days after he was inaugurated. Today, it is $1,500 an ounce. Has the President of the United States devalued your dollar? Yes. He has made us all poorer. Now get this. The day that President Obama took office and your share of the national debt was $35,000 for every American. And that was after Nancy Pelosi had the gavel for a few years. Do you know what it is today under President Obama? Your share has gone from $35,000 to $46,000 in national debt. Who would like to join me in sending a change of address form to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue?
In November 2012, conservative Republicans are going to take back the House and the Senate. I've got another dream for 2012. And that dream is you are looking at the next president of the United States of America. You all have heard me tell the story about the bumblebee and how the bumblebee is not supposed to fly. Because aerodynamically, his body is too fat, the wings are too thin, and he can't flap them fast enough. And as I told you the story, the bumblebee flies because the bumblebee didn't get the memo that he's not supposed to fly. And ever since I formally announced my run for the presidency of this great country, there have been some people who have said that Herman Cain shouldn't run. Bill O'Reilly, who I respect, said that Herman Cain doesn't have a chance. That's no crazy. Mr. Paul Rove, who has done a great job for President Bush, doesn't take my candidacy seriously. And one of the best political commentators on TV, one of my favorites, disappointed me, Mr. Charles Krauthammer, when he didn't take my candidacy seriously. Well, to Mr. O'Reilly, to Mr. Rhodes, Mr. Krauthammer, I didn't get the memo that I'm not supposed to run. I'm running. And the reason that I'm running is because this nation has become a nation of crises. We've got a moral crisis. We've got an economic crisis. We've got an entitlement spending crisis. We've got an energy crisis. We've got an immigration crisis. We've got a foggy foreign affairs crisis. And most of all, we have a deficiency of leadership crisis in the White House.
Together, we must keep America moving back to preeminence because our values and conservative ideas are the world's greatest hope. Like you, I still believe America is special. I see a stronger America built on the solid foundation of spiritual strength, of individual liberty, of self-determination. We must recapture that vision and begin the hard work of lighting the way for millions of Americans who are adrift in the sea of economic misery. Let's lead them to the safe harbor of American renewal and the shores of American exceptionalism. Let's anchor them in the future of good jobs, a country founded on great ideas, restore the notion of a government of the people, for the people, by the people. If we don't do it, who will? If not now, when? There is no greater goal, no more crucial time than right now to take and make our stand to restore our economy, our families, our countries, and I happen to know that we can, and I know that you will. God bless you.